Hey traders, welcome to the full market analysis for the 2nd of October. Of course, the markets are quiet, sideways pretty much. There's some nice setups, but of course we've got NFP tomorrow, so the markets and especially the indices are waiting for that data. And it's usually the case where nobody knows what the data is, and it's the most biggest piece of information that everyone waits for every month and always has. It's always been a very important milestone. Before we go into that, what I want to do is talk about some of the questions that are coming. Thank you very much. We're going to talk about limit orders. We're going to talk about strong demand areas. We're going to talk about a tick box system for gold on steroids. What are the rules so that you can follow them? And of course, there are some exceptions to the rules. Let me go over the rules first. Let me explain. So what we want to see in, so this is the setup that was this morning. Overnight Asian session, we can see that the price of gold is falling down, okay? But it's falling down into a demand area, which happens to be a very strong demand area, okay? So the rules are this: you don't buy unless it's green, okay? And this is what we call change of character. So this here is where you get the change. So change of character is here: sell, 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 and then you got buy, 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 and so on and so forth. So that's the normal procedures. Now, in order for that to be successful, you need to see the breakout. And the best way to deal with this is, once you've got the change of character here, you can often, we see the price come down back into the demand area. So there's 1, 2, 3 opportunities there during the London session to actually get in at 38.62. So you can make a couple of hundred pips there, or a little bit more actually. However, so the tick box system is quite straightforward. You don't want to be in the position until you don't want to go long until it's green. Once you get the change of character, that's the number 1. The number 2 is the pullback, and then the number 3 is the rally. So this is a 1, 2, 3 system. We often see this, don't we? So that's what you're looking for. So just wait for the price to come back down. Now, if you do enter at any green area, you have to think about it. You have to think that the stop loss is going to be down here somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be down there. There's no choice, because the price could come deep into this demand area. We just don't know at that time. Of course, the other alternative is to wait for the price to move above the 9 simple moving average, which is this blue line. Zoom in a bit closer, and we can see that the price is hesitating to get below the blue line now, this 9 moving average. It's not quite sure which way to go now. Probably going to go down. You don't want to be holding a long position into supply, because the institutions may just throw it out and reject it completely, which is more than likely, to be honest. So you want to be buying into demand and then closing into supply. Or if you're selling, then you want to be opening into supply, the sell, and then closing on the demand. That's the way it goes normally. Now, I did mention in the signal, when I sent the signal in the signal room, I did say sell here at 38.90, so you're 50 pips up or whatever. But I did also say wait for the price to move below the 9 simple moving average. Now, what I want to see, this is Heikin-Ashi charts, I want to see that the whole of the candle, let's see if we can see one here. I want to see that the whole of the candle, if you're rejecting here, I want to see the whole of the candle move below the 9 simple moving average. This is really important. I don't want to see what we're seeing now. I don't want to see it going down and then up, down and up, down and up. That's no good to us. However, I want to see the whole candle move below that 9 moving average. In addition, for a long position, I want to see the whole candle move above the 9 simple moving average for a buy, And I want to see the market structure continue in that vein for as long as possible to squeeze out as much profits as possible. 15-minute chart, it's not quick. All right. Here's another opportunity here which we had yesterday, just showing you this. So we had everything green, which is what you want. You want to see everything green. So you're looking for buys, and it came directly into this demand area, didn't it? Can't remember the number we got in, 38.57 or something. And immediately after that, the price zoomed up 200 or 300 pips. And that's what you're looking for. Note here how the price moves above the 9 simple. So if you don't get in on the demand area, don't worry. You do get 2 bites at the cherry. So buy once the price and the candle finishes above the 9 simple moving average. For a sell, finishes below the 9 simple moving average. Now reversal points are a different set of rules, of course. Okay. Just to confuse matters. So that's a continuation pattern on a change of character. The reversal point is we have divergence in the market, and we also have a strong reversal plus 67 into a supply zone. So at some stage the price will probably get rejected at some stage, but of course it may not, because NFP, blah blah blah. So hopefully that's helpful in guiding you to get into the position. Now, as a tip and as a trading rule, you don't want to be getting in here. Why? Because this is still red. The change of character didn't occur until it got here, and then the price came back into here. You've seen the eagle where it comes down into the river, catches the fish. This is exactly what it's doing. It's catching the fish, and it's going to run away with it and bank the profits. And of course it's the reverse for a sell normally. However, the reversals are slightly different, and the reversals are less reliable, it has to be said, with gold, because gold is quite volatile. The trend is much stronger. So here's my MT4 account, and I've got the 9 simple. And as you can see, I didn't get the whole of the candle falling below, so I've not traded this account. So I want to see this candle move below here, and I want to see it moving and in that direction and holding below the 9. For a buy, I'm looking for this here, and I'm also looking for the money flow set at 10 to move above the 50. So there, stop below the 9, and away it goes. So let's go into the markets, the Forex markets, and see what's going on, see what positions we've got open, see how they're doing. I haven't been around, so I haven't seen, but the pound New Zealand looks all right. No reason to think that it's going to go up. So hold. As I said, the more tolerant you are of the markets, allowing the price to squeeze your profits, maximize your profits, the better you will do. New Zealand Canadian looks like it's going to hit target eventually. Slow markets. Pound Aussie, power 67. Divergence. Now, one of the questions coming in is how long do we hold? What is the length of the strong demand area in this case? How long do we go back? Well, how long's a piece of string, to be honest with you? I mean, you can immediately say that the pound Aussie here is a very strong demand area, because look how far you have to go back. I mean, it's going back, I can't even see where that is. Is that March this year? So if it's a strong strike, if it's 3 months old, it's highly likely to be a problem for the market to go below it. It doesn't mean it will hold, but nonetheless it's a very strong demand area. If you have something like this, change the color here, of course this is fresh, this is only a few days old, so this is far less significant than this up here, which is maybe a couple of weeks old, and so on and so forth. So understanding where those strong demand areas will make a massive difference to your performance and success. Just want to show you silver. This is a continuation pattern, if you like. Well, it's a continuation pattern, whether you like it or not. So here we go. So price cycle above the 9, price cycle above the 9. Now the no price cycle, the price is not pulled down far enough for this to actually be a significant continuation. Probably will continue, but nonetheless not a valid trade in terms of the 4-hour chart continuation pattern. Very simple. Very, very simple. I mentioned the DAX last week. If you traded it, congratulations. A beautiful move of a power of 77. The rest of the market is very, very quiet and very sideways. Pound Swiss, I just flick through these. Well, Aussie Swiss, pound yen. No change of character here on the pound yen. Have you noticed that? See how the price has not moved above the 9. See how when the price moves below the 9 in this instance, how it stays there? Highly significant. Simple, but highly significant. So if you're waiting for change of character, it's not happened yet. And that's your choice whether you want to hold it with the signal as I send the signal, or you want to see the change of character. It's totally up to you. Canadian yen. This was posted as a signal earlier today. There it is. Power 67. New Zealand yen. Very stubborn, isn't it? Don't you just love these markets when they're stubborn? As we can see here, now we do have a kind of change of character here as well. The price has moved above the 9 simple, which is great, with divergence. We can see that, can't we? Euro yen, strong demand is right down there at 171. Probably 171.50 is significant. Doesn't mean it's not going to go up from here. It probably will, but from our perspective, it's not a valid entry point. It's not a valid trade. It doesn't tick the boxes that we require. I've got Aussie Canadian. Yeah, this was a good example. Just checking other questions. Limit orders. Okay, let's talk about limit orders. One of the questions coming in. So the US yen is one of the things I've got on my list for the next couple of days, probably after NFP. But we can see here the significance of the demand zone. We can scroll back to see how old it is, very old. So we can say that 146 is a problem. Okay, so any price down into 146 is going to be a problem for this market. Or, put another way, it's highly probable, the 71% chance of the price reacting at this point here. Now the limit order, if you want to put a limit order on, you can, but I don't know when it gets to that point whether the conditions will be correct. I don't know that there will be positive divergence. Okay, I do know that I've got a buy power of 71, and I know I have a demand area, and I know that when it gets down to there, there's going to be convergence. But is there divergence? I won't know until it's there. So that's one of the reasons. And it's a 4-hour chart. So why worry, to be honest? We'll just wait for it to get down there. One thing you can do, however, you right click, you can add an alert, and then you could put a notification, buy now. And you could put that as a question mark. Okay, so as it comes down into that area, you can say, well, hold on, are we getting the reaction? Are we actually getting positive divergence in the market? convergence, divergence do have change of character. So that's a fantastic question. Thank you for the questions today, much appreciated. We don't expect much in the markets, of course, ahead of tomorrow, and I doubt if there'd be any trades in the morning. Take tomorrow morning off, come back at 1:30. I'll be waiting for you. Just flicking through. See, you can see by the dollar. See, the yen is much more interesting, isn't it, than anything else, US Canadian. And I did say yesterday, probably the day before, this is much more significant up here, because this is a fresh supply zone. So if the price pushes through here, we can say this is no longer valid, because the chances of this of falling is 55% now. It needs to be 60 and above. Throw it away. I want to look at Bitcoin. Congratulations on this fantastic signal here. I don't know how many pips it was, thousands of pips. So congratulations, Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues. Euro pound is, well, it's doing all right. It's making money, so we do expect this price to continue, possibly. I mean, this is one of the things, of course, is you have to wait, but it's all right. We can wait. It's not a problem. Flicking through. Well, hold on a sec. So sell power 60. Do I want more positions open? This is the other question you've got to ask. This is the pound New Zealand. Well, you can see why we sold the pound New Zealand, can't you? On the daily chart, it's a correction, yes. It's heading into a strong demand area, yes. Once it hits target. Euro pound, yes. What was I looking at? Oh, euro pound, yeah. So euro pound. This is the euro pound. So yeah, it's come up to supply on the daily. The pressure for the price to come down to this kind of area here, 86.50, is going to find a support line here, isn't it? Eventually. So just make sure your daily is in line with your 4 hour if you can. That's pretty much it, I think. Let me just flick through quickly. Now, so the pound Canadian, oh no, there we go. 49% chance of falling. No good to us. To man or beast. Okay, oil's getting ready. If you fancy oil, I'll be throwing a signal in where I'm going to be buying it and where I'm going to be putting the target in the next hour or so. So buy power 71, back into demand. How strong is demand? Very, very strong. Very, very strong. But with oil, you might want to wait for change of character. That's it for today. Good luck tomorrow with the NFP. Hopefully it goes well. Hang on to your positions. They look all look good. All look like they're making money. So happy days.